Hi, my name is Hiram Todd, and this is my presentation on CSS corners, borders, and shadows. Well, the CSS border properties allow you to specify the style, width, and color of an element's border. Border properties such as border styles, border width, border color, border individual sides, border shorthand, and border radius. There's also a border longhand, which I'll explain in a little bit. But as you can see, like border style specifies what kind of border to display. Border width specifies width of the four borders. Border color used to set the color of four borders. Individual sides. This is not an element. It's actually describes a single or two sides of four sides. The border shorthand is it's a way, there's a long way to code and a short way to code, and I'll explain that in a little bit. There's border radius, used to add roundness to the corners of a border, to an element. Here are all the CSS border properties. You have border, border bottom color, border bottom style, bottom width, border color, left color, left style, left width, radius, right color, right style, right width, style, top color, top style, top width, and width. I'll be explaining just a few of these. I don't quite have enough time to explain all of them, but just a few of them. Border with color. Now, on this one, when it comes to border width and color, border width properties specifies the width of four borders and can be specified using these units in inch, px, pt, cm, em, and ect, and etc. Sorry. Or even using one of the three defined values like thin, medium, or thick would work. This property can also have from one of four values, from the top border, right border, bottom border, and the left border. Border color property is used to set the color for the four borders and can be set by specifying names such as red, blue, green, etc. You can also use the hex value. The red, green, blue, the RGB, and this property can have one of four values, same as the border width property. You can set a color of a different side of that border. You don't have to do all of them. Now, CSS border properties. Oh, let me see. I'm sorry. Let me see. For an example on this one. Okay. I'm sorry. Now, when CSS border properties also shows you how to style, width, and color those borders of an element border. Such as here, you got dotted border, dashed border, solid, and double, and some of these other ones down here. I'll show you also, right here. You can see that you have different varieties and stuff. Just the P dotted, I classified dotted, so that actually works. So you can find some of the different kinds of styles and you could add it to these borders. Outset, double lined. Here's the longhand and shorthand. Now, first I give you the longhand coding. So these are the two ways to coding border elements. You can either type out border style, border color, or border width, and that works. You can also just do the shorthand version. You can just add border, type out border, and then just do the 4px, width is the width, and then the next one is the type of border. You want just a solid line, you could just put solid, and then for the next one is red. So just by putting them under the one border properties, that it helps to just shorten it up. You don't have to type it all like this, but it depends on the developer or you. If you would just like to see what you're more doing, kind of, it does sometimes help to see, okay, I got border style, border color, so you can do it like that. But also, you can use it just the shorthand version, just type it out on the single properties. CSS corners. On this one, with CSS borders, border radius property, you can round the corners of your borders, such as borders with backgrounds, colors, background colors, background images, or those just borders. So right, as you can see, here's the one with color. It's filled in color, and you can shape that just a square. And then there's this one with the background, where you can also just, select different quarters if you wanted to, or just just leave the others alone. And just the regular border, it's there. Let me see. I have. So try to see where I'm at. So like, yeah, right here, just oh, here we go. Oh, that's wrong. Okay, so in here's an example. I have, this is the 4 values border radius. So I have 15 px on one corner, 50 on the others, or on another corner, 30, and then 5 px. So these are different corners. And as you can see here, that's this one right here. Here is the border radius with the different values for each corner. And then it's the same thing with these other ones. Here's the next one. It's the same thing. It's, you could just add different corners. You can, kind of change it up if you want for different style. So, and even here's some with, I think these are some with effects of ellipses. You can do the same thing on this one. Elliptical, border radius. It's with the slash. It's like the division. I think. I'm not sure how that works, but it's kind of another way of shaping your border. So next one is CSS border radius, specify each corner. I guess I did already talk about that one. It's the same thing what I just showed you. Different corners can have different radiuses and all that. And doing that, you can, let's see, but on this one, let's show there. Okay, so on this one, you use border top left radius, border top right radius, border bottom left radius, and then border bottom right radius. In order to use round corners of an border, use the border radius property. You can have different corners with a different radius on a border by specifying the corners with these properties. Now, shadowing. This is kind of what I enjoy. Now, when it comes to text shadowing, you can give your text different kinds of shadowings. You can add different color, like in this one, it gives some text. It kind of gives it a little bit of 3D, but it's by simply using specifying the horizontal and vertical shadow. Now, in this, you can use the color white, and then on this one it's kind of the same thing. You add the color to the text shadow and you specify where on the sides you want those shadows. So let me show you an example here. That's not it. There we go. So we got this one right here. It's text shadow effect, and it's just a regular shadow effect, as you can see here. Text shadow 2px 2px. So it goes from the bottom. You're specifying shadow from the bottom and to the side. Now on the next one, it's the same thing, except they added color red. I mean, you could even change it up to blue. Hit run, and your shadow is blue. So you can just add different kinds of shadowing in there. Here's purple. On the next one, it's the same thing, except you're adding a blur to that. So it's an additional value, which is the 5px. So, and the next one is just shadowing with the white text. So you can see the effects there. You give it color white just to the text, and then the bottom is the shadowing. That's the black shadowing. Next one is, this is the last one, it's the box shadowing. Box shadowing properties helps create a shadow around the box, just as it was done in the text shadow properties. You can add, it's the same thing how it was done with the text shadow. You just do the same thing. Let's see if I have that one open. Yeah. So here it is. You can just add the box. And here's the shadowing. And then I think in this one, just add color, blue. And there you go, blue shadowing. And then you can just do red, or you can do the hex color. Hashtag 000006. Run. Oh, maybe that was nothing. Let's see. I think it was. Let's see another color. No. How about? Oh, I think that's probably white. I don't quite remember. Well,